Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button, leave a like down below. We have a bunch of wrestling games on sale on Steam, so I just wanted to bring this to your attention. Let's go over there and let's check out these deals. Alright, first up, Wrestling Empire. It's 50% off, normally $20, on sale for $9.99. That is a steal. That game has so much you can do in it, so many fun things that you wouldn't normally see in a wrestling game. The campaign mode, you can die. it's hilarious. Your wrestler could die, pass away. It's so different. It has like a semi-open world campaign where you can go outside to the airport, to the arena. You have full control when you're doing your entrance. You can fill the arena with water outside the ring, inside the ring. If you just want to have a giant pool of water and then try to figure out how to win. You could have like 30 people in the ring at once. Depending on your rig, you might have a little slowdown, but on mine, and mine's not very powerful, it could handle it pretty good, and it was a lot of fun. Your body reacts to pretty much everything around you, so it just adds this layer of just chaos to a wrestling game, and it's so super fun. Highly recommend it, especially for $9.99. Next up, WWE 2K24. Now, I know a lot of people are back and forth on this, especially on PC. The PC version tends to have a lot of issues, but you can mod the PC version. Every version of the game is 34% off. So let's see, $39.59 for the base version, $65.99 for the deluxe, and $79.19 for the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition. Got my little cheat sheet here because there's a lot of different sales going on. So if you've ever been curious about 2K24, I'd highly recommend checking it out right now. All right, Retromania Wrestling. Now, I've barely played this one, but I know a lot of fans of WrestleFest, Slam Masters, the NES era of wrestling games. This is the game for you. Like I said, I barely played this one, but I know it's over with everybody who's played it. I just got to get into it more. I know RGT85 loves this game. In fact, he's in it, not as a playable character, which I think is stupid. I think he should definitely be in it because he advocated for it so much. He's in the background on one of the levels, which is really cool. And so is, like, I believe it's Metal Jesus and a few others. But yeah, if you're a fan of the old school style wrestling games, that game is super fast and super fun. So check it out. I know I am. Fire Pro Wrestling World. That game is 70% off. It is $8.99, and every DLC except for the charity ones are also 70% off. So it's the cheapest I've seen it in quite a while. So if you've ever been curious about Fire Pro Wrestling and what it's all about, now is the time to check it out. It might not be for everybody because the way its grapple system works is it's based on timing. So every time you go up to your opponent, it'll auto grapple, and whoever initiates the next phase or hits the button first will go into the next move. They'll get the upper hand. So you really got to learn the timing of it. It's all about timing, and if you can master it, it's super fun. Super fun game. Been around since the original NES. I hope we get another one. I really hope we get another one. Now that Spike Chunsoft is working on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, might be a while. Anyway, check that game out if you've ever been curious. Highly recommended. And it also has an amazing Creator Wrestler with Workshop. So you can download Mega Man X. You can download any wrestler from any promotion ever, because somebody has definitely made it. They got Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, anything you could possibly imagine is probably downloadable because the game's been out for quite a while. So make sure you check that out. Highly recommend it. It's probably the most recommended on this list. Next up is Action Arcade Wrestling. Now, this game's Creator Wrestler is separate from the base game, and I think that's why it didn't do well on console. But on PC, and it's free. The Creator Wrestler is separate and it's free because it's this whole tool where you can literally create pretty much anybody. You could create Kirby and actually make them look like Kirby. You can create anybody from Ultimate Muscle, like Sunshine, the big brick dude. You can create Shredder. You can create a floating television. I mean, you can create anything. And that is so cool. And it's actually really fun to play. It's kind of like it feels like a fighting game, but it's a wrestling game. It's like they blended it really well. The only downside to this game is it's like versus only. There's no campaign, there's no story, it's just versus. But for $3.74 on sale from $14.99, that is a great price for this game. Highly recommend it. Check it out, especially if you like making wrestlers. Next up is Pro Wrestling X. Now this game has had its ups and downs. It's been in development for a very, very long time. But every update that they give it, it gets a little better. It gets a little better. So I'm hoping that if they can continue to get funding for the game, seeing that people want the game, then we'll get the game that they've been trying to make for a very long time. I want to say almost 20 years. It is normally $9.99 on sale for $3.99. That is a steal, and it's for that price. I would recommend trying it out, because if you don't like it, you could always get your money back. But like I said, $4, that's a steal. I feel like they're trying to do too much at once. If they just focused on one thing at a time, I feel like they'd be progressing a lot better, because it basically has everything based out for it. So creation mode, a ton of different match types, characters in the game. There's no women wrestlers yet, but they plan on adding it down the road. But yeah, I see huge potential in this game. If they could just get the ball rolling a little faster, I feel like the masses would come and be very accepting of this game, because wrestling games are very rare. So I always encourage all wrestling games in development to really just keep getting, moving forward. Don't give up. Keep moving forward, and we'll be there when it's finished. Anyway, so Pro Wrestling X, it's worth a check out for $4. Let's see here. Next up is Casual Pro Wrestling. Now, he's been on my channel. I checked it out when it first came out. Had a blast playing it with its ragdoll physics. He's had a few updates. He kind of fixed the countering, so now it's more based on timing instead of just spamming the button where the computer can counter you endlessly. The computer doesn't counter you all the time anymore. I just played a match. It was a lot more fun. Still needs a lot of work. It's being made by one person, if I'm not mistaken. I see huge potential in this game. The creator wrestler is better than AEW Fight Forever right out of the gate in its early stages. That blew my mind when I played it. I played the game, I want to say for like 5 to 10 hours, and most of that is just creating wrestlers. And it also has a workshop, and it has a ton of wrestlers on there already. So if you want to download Steve Austin or wrestler from another promotion, or Zangief, however you say it. I know there's people argue about that. He's in there. Everybody you can possibly think of is pretty much a character to download already, and it's only been out since December 21st of last year. And the price of that is $11.99 on sale from $14.99. I think for that price, you'll have a lot of fun with it with the ragdoll physics, especially if you have a bunch of buddies come over. It's just chaos. It's so fun. And it does have online play, so keep that in mind. So keep an eye on Casual Pro Wrestling. I feel like for that price, it's a good, not $11.99. All these prices are really good. That's why I made this video. But yeah, Casual Pro Wrestling. He has a full tutorial. It'll teach you how to play. I had a lot of fun with it. It's not perfect, but for $11.99, pretty fun. So next on the list is WrestleQuest. It is normally $30 on sale for $11.99, and I would highly recommend it. It's not really a wrestling game, it's more of a wrestling RPG. So if you're a fan of RPGs and wrestling in general and you just want something different, I would highly recommend it. I want to say I played about 4 hours of it. The combat system wasn't gelling with me, but I'm not a big RPG guy. But if you guys are, this is the game for you. It's very fun, highly recommended. Go check it out. Next up is everybody's favorite wrestling game to hate on, and that is AEW Fight Forever. AEW's base version is about 50% off, so it's $19.99 on sale from $40. AEW Fight Forever Elite Edition is 50% off, so that's $30, normally $60. And all but the fourth season pass is, 50% off for a season pass, the first one, so $14.99. 50% off for season pass 2, $12.49. Season pass 3 is 34% off, weird percentage, $11.21, and Season Pass 4 is not on sale, unfortunately. But AEW is on sale, and if you have a console and you have PS Plus or Game Pass that is on there so you can try it for free, well, included with your subscription. But if you're curious on PC, it's on sale right now. It's very fun to play, but after you've beaten the story, there's not much to do after it, and online is pretty much dead. But it is a very fun wrestling game regardless. It just didn't get where it needed to be due to funding and whatever else happened that we don't know about yet. But I'm sure we'll hear about it eventually. Now, I can't believe I'm including this on the list, but it is technically in the wrestling realm. If I'm going to include an RPG, I got to include this. And that is WWE 2K Battlegrounds. WWE 2K Battlegrounds is 80% off for the base version, so $7.99, normally $40. It is 80% off on the deluxe version, so $9.99. And if you get the one with all the characters unlocked out of the gate, so the base game with the Ultimate Brawlers Pass is called, normally $54.98 on sale for $15.48. If you're going to buy this game and you're curious about it, you've always wanted to try it out, and you don't have a console, I would highly recommend buying this bundle because you can always return it and get your money back, and it has all the cool little wrestlers in it, so you don't have to sit there and try to unlock them normally, which would take a lifetime because the way they have it set up. The thing that turned this game off to me was the creation suite for creative characters. They were going to drip feed the parts over time, but since the game just died right out of the gate and it wasn't well received and nobody was spending money on it, they abandoned it like right away. So the creation suite parts are very few and far between and leave much to be desired. If you think AEW is bad, that one's really bad. But it is fun with friends. I like the combat. It's like, I wanted All Stars 2, and this is the best we got. So if you wanted something modern that's somewhat, I would even compare it to All Stars, it's just something different, something fun to play with your buddies, I could recommend it for $15.48. It's worth a try. And again, if you don't like it, since the Steam has an awesome return policy, you could always return it. And The Fiend is also in it, so keep that in mind. It's one of the few wrestling games with The Fiend in it. A lot of legends in there, Ultimate Warriors in there, Hulk Hogan, a lot of wrestlers that aren't with the company anymore. And it has an amazing roster. That's the best thing about it. That's what I'm trying to say. It has tons and tons of wrestlers in it. Unfortunately, they all play very similar because it has brawler styles, technical style, high flyer style, and those styles, all those styles play the same for each character, unfortunately. And I think Giant's a style too. It's been a while since I played it. Anyway, it's still fun there's still lots of fun to be had with it, and like I said, it's a great co-op game or competitive fun game with your friends. So yeah, there you have it. There are the wrestling games that are on sale. There's a few other obscure ones in there I didn't include in the video, like what is it? There's this like Wrestling Promoters, Brasstown Wrestling, stuff like that. Wrestling Cardboard Championship is 25% off, but I wouldn't consider that a wrestling game because you're literally just cardboard smacking each other. It's kind of a I don't know why they called it wrestling. It should be just wrestling or fighting cardboard would make more sense. But yeah, there you have it. There's some sales. Hope that helps you out with making some decisions on these wrestling games because there's a lot of them on sale. And as always, thank you for watching. Which wrestling game are you most excited to try out on this sale, or are you purchasing? Which ones are you picking up? So I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And as always, stay frosty.